Good morning. Welcome to Trenton Central High School. It's Trenton Today with Mayor Reed Gusciora. Today's show brought to you by Capital Health System, proud to support the city of Trenton. Thanks also to the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office and Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Onofre. And portions of today's show also brought to you by Haldeman Ford Subaru. Here yesterday, here today, here tomorrow on Route 33 in Hamilton Township, a proud member of the greater Trenton community. Well, great to be here again at the home of the Tornadoes, Trenton Central High School. We've got a couple students with us, Ulysses and Jess. What's up, guys?
Hey.
What's up? What's up? Always great to have. Good morning. Good morning.
Glad to be back. Glad to have all of y'all back.
And the man of the hour, Mayor Gusciora. Yes, I'm
talking about Mr.
I'm talking about you, man.
Oh, okay.
How are you today, Mayor Gusciora?
Good, great. We just came back from Coffee with a Cop. Our next door neighbors, McDonald's, once a year honors first responders. Mm-hmm. So they honored 2 firefighters, 2 police officers, and 2 sheriff's officers.
And everybody had coffee and hash browns and egg McMuffins and stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
And orange juice.
That's an annual thing?
It's an annual thing, yes. And the Rosados have been great community supporters. They do stuff with the high school, and they like to honor our first responders.
One of the things we want to get to, stuff happening here on campus, Mayor Gusciora. Trenton Central, Jess was telling me before the show that there's a dance performance. It's this Friday, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Give us some more details.
Jess will be tap dancing.
Yeah.
Very funny.
She's going to be
No.
doing the Trenton polka.
Absolutely not. No, I'll be there doing photography as per usual. No, I'm going to be there doing photography as per usual.
You're
And
gonna have a boa on.
yeah, no, very
top
funny.
hat.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, like a chorus line.
Yeah.
We could all get in a chorus line right here, maybe.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Ulysses,
All right.
Ulysses is going to throw her up in the air.
As you should.
I mean, I'd love to dance.
And I will fight you.
We're on the podcast. Please, relax.
Let's jump over this table. Anyways, no. So the dance prequel was today. It was just last block, and I wasn't able to go see it because we had a guest speaker for my college class. But based off what my friends told me, it was really interesting. And tomorrow's like the actual show. I believe it's at 6:30. And you can come by, and it's cheaper to buy the tickets online. I think it's $5 for students, $7 for adults, but then it's $3 extra at the door.
Yeah, I really do doubt you're going to see any tap dancing, but who knows? I mean,
No.
Not for me, at least.
is it more like contemporary? That's what I'm thinking, like
Martha
modern, yeah.
That I'm not sure, but that's also like a great thing that not everybody knows exactly what it is, because then it adds that element of surprise. So, but I know that something that not everybody knows is that a lot of the seniors actually created some of the choreography that you're going to be seeing. So it's mostly kind of like a senior showcase, but you'll see kids from other grade levels as well there.
I mean, is that something that these students work on in an extracurricular way typically, or that is part of their...
That's part of the curriculum, yeah. That's part of the class.
And they're in a classroom setting. My daughter is, she takes one class, I think it's called strength training for dance. And so they get them up and moving and stuff like that, core strength, but these students are actually in like an advanced dance program.
Yeah, we have a dance studio over there in VPA it's in D hallway. That's where the JTC room is as well, and it's in that hallway. You have the whole dance room. It's really big. You got mirrors and everything, and they do different types of dances, so it's just not restricted just to one thing.
In America.
That's one thing about the high school, is the arts really thrive, music, in addition to their athletic program, but they just did a performance of The Wiz, which was outstanding, and what was really neat was the scenery, all the artists that came together to put together the background, and it was really impressive.
Yeah, some of the props were made by students. I believe the Wiz mask, when I think this Wiz comes out and you see it like separating, the students actually painted that.
Wow. A lot of talent here at Trenton Central High School,
Yes.
for sure. And I think those, you said a VPA, Visual Performing Arts.
Yeah, so everything kind of has like their own like nickname. For example, R&B, that's not the official name of it, that's just like a nickname.
Rhythm and Blues.
No.
No.
Or restaurant and business, we'll try though.
Oh, man.
And then communications, we call it COM, just short for communications.
And it's anything but calm.
Yeah. No, it's really wild over here. Especially that I'm over here, but I add a little bit to to the,
to the spice.
yeah, you can say that.
Well, we're spicing it up today here at Trenton Central with Trenton Today and other things happening with the tornadoes. You guys are going on in the communications department on a field trip to Ryder.
To Ryder University.
WBCB, we used to do quite a bit with the Bronx, their radio station. Before we were streaming a lot of our content, we would have only one AM signal. And when we would want to do 2 games, we would borrow the signal from the Bronx and put some of our Mercer County games, Greater Trenton games on Bronx radio. And that was a great partnership. They're awesome over there. That should be a wonderful field trip. Do you know what you're going to be looking at or seeing?
So Mr. C is actually organizing the field trip.
Mr. Coniglio.
Yeah. And you want to?
So I can kind of just fill you in real quick. So basically, we're leaving at 9:30. We'll be there a little before 10.
Uh-huh.
The students are going to get a tour of the television studio, the radio station, and the media labs. They're also going to get a tour of the campus. They'll see the student center, and it's going to be, they'll have lunch on Ryder,
Awesome.
and then we're going to return to school.
That sounds great.
It's going to be a really, really fun day.
And his former professor, yeah, I was just about to say that.
So he taught me television production, so yeah, I get a chance to see him as well.
That's great. That's the voice of Mr. Coniglio. And you also mentioned that like next Thursday is Dress Like a Teacher Day.
No, I think it's Tuesday, right, Nary? Tuesday? Yeah.
So somebody's got to wear a tracksuit to be Mr. Coniglio, I think, right? He's always ready for action here, and you have to be when you're in the communications department and you're working with Jess and Ulysses and all these other guys. Ulysses, tell me a little bit about some of the other tracks. Is it communications, R&B, VPA? What are some other options that students have?
They got Medi and STEM.
Okay.
Also. That's about it. Right?
Yes, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and MEDI, short for medical.
Medical stuff?
Yeah, medical stuff, so like doctors and all that kind of stuff. They also have something that's kind of like unique, and I'm not sure why we do this, but we have cosmetology for VPA and MEDI. I don't know if there's a difference. I really don't think there is, but I think it's because so many people want to do cosmetology because you actually get a license when you're done with the program.
Right.
After you do a certain amount of hours and whatnot, you actually get a license.
Because one is for nails.
Huh?
One is for nails.
No, cosmetology, that's all.
I know.
You can
But
pick,
the
like-
bottom one in VPA is mostly for like barbershops. For like barbers, and then the upstairs one's for the girls with the nails and
I don't
everything. That's the difference. And when you step
Yeah.
into Medi, you smell the acrylic of the nails.
I mean, leaving high school with a certificate would feel like an accomplishment and maybe make somebody marketable, competitive.
Saves money because cosmetology licenses are expensive, and also other communities offer that as well. I know VPA, I'm not sure exactly what other certificates they offer specifically, but at least the experience of doing theater and all that stuff, like they have technical theater as well, which is not really what we do, but we can get involved in that a little bit. I mean, there's not...
recording.
Yeah, like recording of it, and communications is currently working on getting a certification in Adobe. So once you're done, you'll do Adobe certification in whatever, in either Photoshop or Premiere.
I mean, that's pretty ubiquitous. I know we use Adobe at WBCB, and so that'd get you ready to edit sound and be a part of a radio station potentially. Mayor Gusciora, listening to these students talking about the programs and stuff, I mean, part of a high school experience is to get you ready for the workforce. There's another approach where you're getting ready for further education, and Trenton Central has to serve both of those communities.
Yeah, and absolutely, it gives them a leg up on a career, particularly with cosmetology. And as Jess said, it's expensive getting those certifications, but you could actually get them while you're going to high school. The same thing with the STEM, you can take college credits, so that will save on your college tuition.
Right.
By getting the credits here.
Get the AP courses?
Yes, yeah. Before, and so students here can get a leg up on college as well.
So I guess you guys are also thinking about prom, graduation. We've talked before about...
Mostly him because he's a senior. Me, not so much. I'm just thinking about photographing that.
I told Jess I'm gonna hire her for my pictures too.
Oh yeah, I got you. Discount too.
Are you guys going to be at the Cure Arena
For
for graduation?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
June 23rd.
Mayor, talk a little bit about that venue. Recently, WBCB was there as a Bucks County school came over and had like their school's gym competition at the Cure Arena, and was a great venue. And you look at the Cure Arena and the Trenton Thunder Stadium, and they're getting use by high schools, by organizations that are able to have a really cool spot for their event and their happening.
And you'll see cheerleading competition there, in addition to the other entertainment venues that are there. But you see many graduations both at the Cure Arena and at Trenton Thunder. Trenton High School usually uses Cure Arena, and a place like Lawrenceville or Hamilton will use the Thunder Stadium.
Does that bring some tax revenue into Trenton? The other thing we're doing coming up on WBCB this Saturday will be at the Trenton Thunder Stadium, which I don't think is called Arm & Hammer Park anymore, but sometimes I'm the last to find out about these things. But the Trenton Thunder Stadium, a high school baseball game there Saturday night, where Hopewell Valley is going to be playing Pennsbury High School, as the two teams will meet again at a really cool venue, and there's a lot more high school stuff going on there. And of course the Trenton Thunder with the draft league, they're back I think in June.
Yes, and they're going to play 40 games this season. They hope to make some renovations to the clubhouse so that they can attract another MLB organization. So they're committed to do a makeover of Trenton Thunder in the next year, which will be really exciting, and upgrades will be seen in the stadium.
I'm rooting for that to happen for sure. I heard that the Savannah Bananas are coming to Trenton, New Jersey
And
this
they're already
summer.
sold out.
Jess, do you know the Savannah Bananas?
No.
No? Ulysses, have you heard of the Savannah Bananas?
Not at all.
No?
First time you're mentioning it.
It's a minor league team, right? They're unaffiliated, I think. They're not in like A, double A, or triple A ball.
When you said that, I thought you were talking about a musician or something. I didn't realize it was a
That's
team.
the Banana Bunch.
Okay.
They're coming later in the summer.
That's for the old timers. It's a guarantee for any stadium to be sold out. They're very popular all over the country, and you often see them on social media. And it's an interesting bunch.
For those who don't know about the Savannah Bananas, I do encourage you, check out some Savannah Banana videos so you can see what they do. But like, they do these coordinated dances where like guys in the outfield and guys in the infield and the pitcher, they're all getting into the windup at the same time, and just funny stuff. They'll come out like all wearing dresses or banana suits. I don't know, wacky, weird stuff is what you get with the Savannah Bananas.
They're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
And a lot of entertainment value with the
Yes.
Savannah Bananas. I'm kind of bummed out. You're sure it's sold out? No tickets left?
Yeah, it's right here.
I got to go on StubHub or something and get the...
But it's popular. It's a popular game.
Well, we got to step aside. We're going to find out more about what's going on in Trenton today when we return in just a moment to Trenton Central High School for more of Trenton Today with Mayor Reed Gusciora. Today's show brought to you by Capital Health, the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, and Haldeman Ford Subaru. We're coming back in just a little bit.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you, to commercial fleets Trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
Today's show is being brought to you by Angelo Onifrey in the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office as a public service to the community. Angelo Onifrey urges you to stay involved in your community and to also support the youth of our community. They are tomorrow's future leaders in Mercer County. This message brought to you by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, who hope you enjoyed today's show.
The Giants are, I think, 23 in the
Trenton Today here, Reed Gusciora hanging out with us at Trenton Central High School, and during the break we were talking about the NFL Draft, which is happening tonight. Eagles picking 10th and 30th in the first round. I'm wondering, Ulysses, who would you choose as your teacher draft? Like, we're having the Trenton Central High School teacher draft, and Ulysses, you get the first pick.
Oh, I get the first pick?
Yeah, you get the first pick. Jess, you're coming up next. I'm going to pick Mr. Caniglio if it goes to 3. All right?
That's my boy.
I'm going to pick Mr. Allen.
I'll pick Mr. Cornelia for first draft. To be honest, all teachers I know here.
First pick, top pick.
Is
Top pick.
is he the best in shape?
Yeah,
He's the best pick
Goes
regardless
to
of
him at 5
regardless of
o'clock in the morning.
position.
but as a position. He got me for slot receiver.
What about you, Jess? Yeah, great educators here at Trenton Central High School. We work with Mr. Caniglio and Mr. Francis. You don't have to pick those two guys, even though they're in the room with us.
You know, it's kind of better to just say no comment.
She likes them all.
You have to make a
I
pick.
do-
That's the tough part when you're in the drafts. You got to pick somebody.
I know who it is.
He knows who it
I'm not going to
is.
say.
And he knows who he is too, but
I
we're
will-
not going to mention names. He
I will
knows who he
skip
is.
right over that.
Yeah, he knows who he is.
Mayor Gusciora, I want you to try to unpack this for us a little bit. Yesterday on WBCB News, this was the report. All right, I want to try to get into it here. Independent nonprofit Greater Trenton released an updated Trenton residential market study for the downtown area to determine the market possibilities for new housing units. The study concluded that the updated potential market in the greater downtown Trenton study area is a third higher than in 2018 and can support up to a little more than 1,200 new residential units, including 995 rental apartments, 200 for sale row houses and townhouses, 75 condominiums over the next 5 years. And one of your comments in response to that was, we're excited to see continued healthy residential demand within our historic and diverse capital city. So what's all of that about? Greater Trenton comes in and they'll assess how many people and how many housing units and all that stuff?
We looked at, Greater Trenton looked at population trends, and 10 years ago,
And, you know, even before we get into that, can you tell us who Greater Trenton, it's a nonprofit organization?
yes, Greater Trenton is in effect our Chamber of Commerce, and it's made up of some of the big players in the area, like New Jersey Manufacturers, Princeton University is part of it, Janssen Pharmaceutical. They all pooled their resources to create a Chamber of Commerce type of organization that will attract new businesses and
Be an advisory board.
Advisory board.
Yeah, yeah.
But their concentration is on economics, and they looked at the population trends. 10 years ago, our census was 84,000. This last census, we're at 94,000. So the population is increasing in Trenton, and it's also matched by the interest of developers coming in to build new housing options, and they estimated that they need about 1,200 new residential units in addition to the housing stock that we have. So we expect the city to grow further.
And then in response to that, is there a hope that developers will come in and say, all right, we see this need, we see these different properties, and we want to put a proposal together and start to create that housing inventory.
Absolutely. There's 3 blocks of Roebling buildings, that formerly the Roebling factories. And Roebling Block 3 is currently under rehabilitation. There's been a couple of companies that moved in there. They have Roebling lofts, which are market rate apartments. And we just put up RFP requests for proposals to develop Roebling Block 2, which are 7 buildings. 3 are football field-sized buildings. They're former manufacturers of the Roebling Wire Works. So we're hopeful that they're going to convert them also to housing stock. There'll be apartments there. And the trend is that young people, when they get out of college, they're looking for that middle growth city. They can't really afford Philadelphia or New York, so they're looking for a Trenton city that's walkable, that there's things to do, and it's near the job market. And we have the Route 1 pharmaceutical corridor, and so Trenton is poised to increase its population in the next decade.
That Roebling block, residential units, would there also be some commercial retail stuff, restaurants? I mean, is that whole mixed?
Yes, the trend now is mixed use, so they'll have markets there. There's actually a theater building that they hope to do performing arts in. It will be a really neat growth in Chambersburg.
Well, coming up on Saturday, WBCB, we're going to be at the Greater Trenton Y, or Capital Area Y, for Healthy Kids Day. And Mayor Gusciora, I think you're going to be there for part of the festivities and all the fun. And tell us a little bit more about the Capital Area Y and how they help to fulfill the mission of wellness, and how they work with your office to get people moving, active, and help them stay healthy.
Yeah, they provide recreational programming for a lot of at-risk youth. They have daycare, they have a gym there, they have a pool. So they run a summer camp program, and they try to do a lot of things, nutritional needs of the students and the children that they serve. So they periodically have these fun days where they attract the residents for families to come over and just enjoy the day with each other.
Yeah, we're going to have a blast on Saturday. Looking forward to that. Ulysses, Jess, do you guys have any personal connections to the YMCA? Like, I go way back to when I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and they had a local program called Gym Jams, and it was like kind of a way for kids to socialize, you do fun stuff, and the Y, they kind of have that education mission as part of what they do, in addition to keeping you active and moving and stuff like that.
No.
I have a connection with that.
I know what it is, though, obviously, but I just never participated in that.
Well, maybe you'll be out there on Saturday at Healthy Kids Day. They get food, there's going to be activities, all kinds of stuff going on.
Well, actually, I'm doing something else Saturday. So, TCH, I didn't know about this till just yesterday. So, Trenton Central High School, I don't know exactly who, I guess the principal. 40 students are being honored at the Mercer County James Courtney campus downtown, and I'm one of the 40 students. So, that is for all around good students. So,
You're always getting honored, Jess.
Yeah,
If only you knew the truth, though.
See, look, you're smart.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
Well, we were joking before the show that here at Trenton Central, they have to give other students an opportunity to do stuff. Otherwise, Jess does everything. You run the camera, you're involved in the media program, and deserving of the honor you're going to receive on Saturday. So that's awesome. Hopefully it'll all go. Where's that happening again?
Mercer County Community College, James Courtney campus, downtown.
Cool. And do you know some of the other kids that you're going to be? Is it all? It's all Trenton Central
All Trenton
students?
Central High School students. I don't think it matters by community. I think it's just anybody who they just feel like deserves recognition. I think my friend Alex is getting honored as well, and he's brand new to the school. He only came here a couple months ago, so yeah.
Is that much of a rising star?
I guess so, yeah.
2 months and you're honored.
Almost, yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, Ulysses, you were telling us during the break about a local guy who might be selected in this year's NFL draft. Was he a Trenton Central student?
Oh yeah, he was a Trenton Central High School kid. His name's Jair Brown.
Let's go!
Yeah,
Let's go!
Penn State, he was the MVP.
Yeah, defensive back. He actually went JUCO first, Lackawanna, and then he got his Penn State college scholarship. And then he grind. He came here to homecomings. I saw him last year and this year. Too nervous to say hi. Let's be honest. Yeah, but coming from Trenton, he's gonna be drafted in the NFL draft today. I still don't know when DBs get drafted, today, tomorrow, Saturday.
Well, it depends on the need of the team.
Right.
I saw that.
I think if he doesn't go in the first round, then it'll be tomorrow. And then I guess that's round 2, 3, and 4, I think. And then if you don't get picked there, you get flipped to maybe Saturday. And I think they go 5, 6, 7 on Saturday, something like that.
Yeah.
But today I think is just the first round of the NFL draft. But good luck. That would be pretty cool. And I don't know, give credit to the young man for coming back on homecoming.
Yeah, this year season and last year seasons.
Didn't he have that sash? What was it, like a?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He always had it. The 2 times I saw him, he always had it. Too.
Oh.
Was that the dignitary sash?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
He was the grand marshal with the
Yeah, that's what it was,
of
yeah.
the homecoming parade.
Any insights, Mayor Gusciora, on what the Eagles might do? Or are you keeping an eye on the New York Football Giants? Where do they pick in the first round?
I think they're 23rd is the Giants.
Okay.
Eagles are 10.
Yeah, 10, and I think they have the 30th pick.
Yeah, they need the help, so they gave them
Yeah, exactly.
a shorter ring.
The rich get richer
Yes.
here with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be awesome. And at WBCB, our general manager and vice president is Merrill Reese, the voice of the Birds. And so we always like to add in a little Eagles talk when we get together, even if we're over here in Trenton, New Jersey. NFL draft tonight, which is awesome. It's Trenton Today here on WBCB. We're hanging out with Mayor Reed Gusciora. And for the moment, we're going to say goodbye to Jess for now.
Dang,
Because we got Styles waiting in the wings, and we want to talk about the JROTC. They're taking a trip down to Daytona, Florida to compete. We'll get into that when we return in just a moment here on Trenton Today.
Today's show is being brought to you by Angelo Onifrey in the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office as a public service to the community. Angelo Onifrey urges you to stay involved in your community and to also support the youth of our community. They are tomorrow's future leaders in Mercer County. This message brought to you by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, who hope you enjoyed today's show. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
All right, Trenton Today back on BCB, brought to you by Capital Health System, by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, and Haldeman Ford Subaru. We thank them for their support of the show, and we're hanging out with Mayor Gusciora, and now we're joined by Stiles, who's going to head down to Florida. Give us the details. When do you guys travel? You guys, like, taking buses down there and stuff? I mean, do you know some of the details for us?
Well, I'm not too positive because the people that are going to Florida are in a group chat. Mm-hmm. I'm not going, but I know they are catching a bus. They're planning dates and stuff, and they're leaving the 11th, and there are
how many JROTC members are we talking about taking this trip down south?
I'm not sure, but it is a lot.
Okay.
It is they said they won't be able to take everybody, so they're only taking the people that's going because they have certain rules there. But it is going to be a lot of cadets going, and they'll be back 2 days after, so like the 13th.
Sounds like an awesome opportunity, once in a lifetime kind of thing to compete down there. They're going to be doing physical challenges. Daytona, Florida is the destination, and what do they do when they get there?
They're gonna go. They're going straight to competition, and then they're gonna do armed inspection with rifles and stuff, and they're gonna see expedition with people flipping rifles and stuff. And then right afterwards, they said they're gonna probably look around and stuff, probably probably go to the beach or something, and see what's like.
Nice. So how
much practice do you have to do to be in the competition?
It's not. Well, it is, but it isn't more like practice. But it's more like they're going by ranks and stuff like that. Who's been there more? Like you could have been there for 2 years, but if you skip and then go this past month for a little bit, they probably won't pick you. But they've been picking based off who's been there lately and what they, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And you got to drill, right? I mean,
they've been taking it. They've been drilling a lot lately, taking it very, very serious. This whole month, they've been taking it very, very serious. Every time I see them, they haven't just been working on just their drill. They want to come in looking professional, so they're working on how they gonna come in and introduce themselves and stuff like that.
Can you give us, from your perspective, some of the lessons that you feel like are a part of being in the JROTC experience and going through that process, what you've learned as a member of JROTC? Yeah, I want to ask Mayor Gusciora in just a minute about how seeing people who have had military service makes them more marketable for jobs, for potentially being police officers, or really anything you do. It proves a certain level of dedication and sacrifice. What would you say about your time at JROTC?
Well, I would say I learned a lot of things in this year. I learned discipline. I learned how to communicate more. I wasn't really much of a communicator, and I learned a lot about communicating. And there's a lot of different drill moves, so they taught us a lot of drill moves in a month or two. Still don't know all of them.
Do you plan to go on armed forces after graduation?
No, I'm planning on going to the Army, but I want to do infantry.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, you'll see a lot of the ROTC advance onto the military after school, so it's a great leg up, and then it puts them in a great position for being first responders. The two highest paid jobs in Trenton are police and fire, and so we're actually recruiting this year, and we'd like to put 50 new recruits in an academy in the fall. So that's our goal. Whether we'll get there, that's another story, but we're shooting to try to get 50 recruits in the academy.
And Stiles, I'm sure you could see how police is kind of like a military organization. You need the discipline. You need all that. So learning those lessons. Yeah, you look the right way, and you carry those lessons into your life. Pretty cool. And sometimes scholarships, college applications are enhanced by that type of service. So, it just bodes well for you as you continue to move on now in your high school experience.
I think a couple people in JRTC said they wanted to go into the police academy or something like that. Something similar to that. And I think they wasn't sure yet, but they was thinking about it. They was considering it after we had a college fair at Daylight Twilight. We went to go help out with a college fair and help out around and like put the stuff up. And then a couple people, it was a police officer there at the college fair, and a couple people said that it wasn't that bad, and they said they consider it.
Right. Well, like as Mayor Gusciora said, some of the highest paid positions in the city of Trenton, police and fire. And on the heels of that, Mayor Gusciora, got to ask about this overtime situation with the local police department. I saw some of your comments on that. The investigation is ongoing. We right now don't know, at least I'm not, as an outsider, don't know some of the details that are involved in what is being called an overtime scandal or some overtime, errors that were made by some of the police department.
It was the accounting of, the allegations involved the accounting of sick and vacation time. We don't know the extent, and Internal Affairs is investigating it, and we'll see what comes out of their investigation.
And we don't want to deal with hypotheticals necessarily, but one of the elements of the story that I saw was that the prosecutor's office is kind of saying, we want to let Internal Affairs deal with this situation. There's a certain part of my thinking that if there was wrongdoing that was done and there was certain types of overtime theft, that those police officers should be held to a high standard, and potentially, if criminal charges would apply, I don't know, I think that seems appropriate in that situation.
I don't disagree that officers definitely should be held to a higher standard, but it remains to be seen whether you could prove criminal intent, and in a couple of instances there were 1 or 2 days that didn't match up to the time they took off.
Right.
So is that an error? Is that negligence? And that just remains to be seen. We don't know the extent of each officer, how many days were alleged to be misappropriated, but we'll see.
So the investigation ongoing, and another police-related story I saw was about police and their social media accounts and a potential Garden State decision that would require police to either share their social media accounts, allow people to see what's going on those platforms with them. And some of the detractors were saying, well, we want police to have their own privacy and their own private lives when they're not working. And I don't know, that brings up some issues I want to ask Ulysses and Stiles about when it comes to your social media stuff and then like your professional life. I tend to think those two things should be separate, but in reality, they're just not.
Yeah, you can't help. Most people have some kind of social media platform. I certainly can be found on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And you have to balance making a personal commentary on society and then something that touches upon your duties as mayor. So once you touch upon your duties, then it becomes more public information. And it would be the same thing with police officers. If they're commenting on public safety, then the question then becomes, are they doing it because they're
Right.
Police officers, or they're just citizens like you or I making a comment about police duties or fire duties or EMS?
I guess I see in the sports world where Kyrie Irving made some comments about a book that he had read, and the book had a lot of anti-Semitic concepts in it, and he was basically saying, this is a book that I kind of like, and the NBA really came down on him for that. And I don't know, I guess there's, I don't know, what do you think about that, Ulysses? I mean, where you're working, but then when you leave work and you post something about how your boss is a creep, you know, I don't know, that should kind of be separate. That's your private thoughts. But if your boss sees that, you might get fired.
Yeah,
Really, you know, he might take that personal.
I mean, I think you should just keep it like you know, because that's private. That's kind of like personal if you think about it, you know, because it's between
Yeah.
you and your boss. I think like personal stuff and private stuff shouldn't be posted on media so other people can know. Because like you said, what if your boss sees it and then you're fired? I should say people try to like social media and your personal life, they try to put it together. It's not a good idea because you don't know if social media could, you know how social media is bullying, threats and all that. Social media should be a different thing than your personal life because your personal life is way more important. Am I right? And then I'm saying that people should just think about it, what they're gonna post. Not personal. Yes, you can post fun stuff, but keep it away. Keep it to yourself. And if you need somebody to talk to, try to talk. Family member, friend, somebody you could trust about that.
And I agree with all those thoughts, while also saying, like, if you want to express yourself in a certain way on social media, if people don't like it, tough luck on them. But I guess there still are, you know, there's consequences to
Well, the
how you
lesson
present yourself.
is write something, but then don't press send until you've thought about it. Because there's been times where I want to make a commentary about something that has happened, and then I'll let it sit there, and I'm like, never mind. But it's a good lesson because there's too many people that will fire off something. It's my turn to be angry, and it just feeds upon a negativity that is not good for society.
And the other thing, Styles, I think, like, when people post stuff on social media, I don't think that's necessarily, I don't know, their true self. All right, they're working in anonymity. I mean, if you put your name to it, then there is a connection there. But I don't know. I think sometimes what you see on social media you should take with a grain of salt, because maybe, like Mayor Gusciora was saying, somebody just had a bad day that day, and it shouldn't necessarily be a fireable offense. But I'm in favor of that, of a firewall between your work life and your private life. And I consider that social media stuff your private life, and then that all gets mixed up sometimes too, because you're posting stuff about your job on your Facebook. And what's your take on? And it's kind of I don't know. It's something that is still being determined, decided, worked out amongst people.
I mean, I agree. It should be private. But, I mean, that does also depend on your personal opinion. And if mine wasn't private, I would just watch what I post or say on my Instagram or any platform that I may use. But me, I also have my Instagram on private mode, so only certain people that I allow to watch it can watch what I post on my Instagram.
And just to circle back to the police and their social media accounts, and somebody was suggesting that that it could lead the police to not be able to do their job as effectively. But I think your point, Mayor Gusciora, if your social media is actually about how you are, how you're serving the public, then it does warrant maybe some scrutiny from your bosses. And
I like to try to keep it positive as much as I can and promote Trenton. There's always a lot of good stories that happen every day, and unfortunately a lot of the media just doesn't cover it. So it's a good opportunity to promote all the good things that happen in Trenton.
all right, well, we're going to get back to that when we return to Trenton Today with Mayor Gusciora here from Trenton Central High School. And Styles, you're going to hang out for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, he's going to stay here. And we will return to the show in just a moment. Remember, the New Voices dance show on Friday at Trenton Central High School. We hope you're in the auditorium for that one. And we'll get back to the discussion in just a little bit.
Yeah, we don't want.
Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Today's show is being brought to you by Angelo Onifrey in the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office as a public service to the community. Angelo Onifrey urges you to stay involved in your community and to also support the youth of our community. They are tomorrow's future leaders in Mercer County. This message brought to you by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, who hope you enjoyed today's show. WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3. Hi, Merrill Reese for Capital Health, reminding you that the former St. Francis Medical Center is now Capital Health East, and they still offer a 24/7 emergency department as well as outpatient medical clinic services. To enter the emergency department and outpatient clinic, please use the Burt Avenue entrance. Capital Health, proud to be a partner for better health in our state's capital, Trenton, New Jersey.
All right, we have a good time at Trenton Central High School, but it's even more fun between the breaks when Jess and Styles are going at each other. I'm looking at how many mics we have. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to add another microphone for Jess in this segment, but I don't know if we can do that at the last minute. But hanging out with Ulysses, Styles, and Mayor Reed Gusciora from Trenton, New Jersey, and talking about Trenton Central High School, the show coming up on Friday with new voices, dance performance. That's going to be awesome. They got graduation and prom not too far down the road. One of the stories I wanted to ask you about, Mayor, was a thing about the governor of New Jersey. Governor Murphy, I guess it's time he's putting together the budget.
Yes.
Budget time.
Budget, we're on a fiscal year that starts July 1st. So they're still formulating it, and then it will take effect July 1st, 2023 into 24.
But even before that budget gets finalized, New Jersey's credit rating has improved. That's a good thing, but what exactly does it mean? It means you guys can borrow money at cheaper rates and that?
Absolutely, and it also is an indication of the health of the entire system, whether there's some budgetary constraints that we're spending properly, and they look at that. They look at how much the state borrows. They look at Trenton, how much we borrow, and whether we can balance our budget and the like. So the higher the rating you have, the better it is for borrowing when you need the money on a rainy day.
So it indicates New Jersey on better financial footing right now.
Yes.
Is Governor Murphy doing a good job? I mean, can you talk a little bit about how he might be responsible in some part? I mean, I know New Jersey also has received all that COVID funding. That's been an added benefit.
Yeah, that's been a godsend. The money that we've gotten from the Biden administration, and Trenton actually got American Recovery Plan funding. And it's helped, and so that adds to the stability and the health of the state's coffers.
And some of that state money will trickle down to Trenton. Can you give us an idea, like what that looked like last time and what you guys are expecting? And then I want to ask Ulysses and Styles, maybe some things within the city of Trenton that they feel like might need a couple extra budget dollars, whether it's transportation or how much, what last time, and what are you guys hoping for this time?
All of the above. One, we want to balance the budget, but we don't want to increase taxes so that the more influx from money that we get from the state, that adds to our stability. We're looking for funding for improving parks and improving our facilities. We certainly want to upgrade our water utility to make sure that we're delivering a clean product. We want to take down a lot of these abandoned houses. So it all takes money, and the more money we get from the state, the better job we can do for the citizens.
I know one of the things we've talked about before on this show is the Parks and Recreation Department, and that's something you guys have interacted in throughout your lives and stuff, to Trenton Parks and stuff, and there's always a need to help to beautify and work on facilities and stuff like that. That's one place that some of these dollars might go. Anything else when you look at the whole city of Trenton, where you say, if we could only fix this or work on that? I mean, even something as simple as infrastructure, roads, always are needing to be upgraded.
That's one thing, roads, man. All
Yeah.
these potholes going on.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, all these roads, all these
Them potholes is
coming up.
annoying.
I know I've seen some streets that are being fixed, like, man, what was that one street called?
We're
South
gonna-
Broad Street, all the way down there by the roundabout.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of paving on Greenwood Avenue, Chestnut, but all the wards are going to see some paving this summer. So we're going to see a lot of really good improvements. But potholes seem to be a continuous complaint. We try to address them when they come in, but I know it caused a lot of aggravation out there. And the other thing are the abandoned homes that are on people's blocks.
Yeah, that's what I keep
that
seeing.
we have to take them down.
I see more abandoned homes than homes that people be renting or buying.
Yes.
That's a lot too.
Yeah, and we're trying to save some homes too, and because of the housing need, if we could rehabilitate some of the houses, we could put them back on the housing market.
There's a few homes near the train station that are just beautiful, like big, I don't know, fancy looking.
Yeah, they used to be Doctor's Row.
Right, so I mean, is there any interest in like preserving those structures historically?
Absolutely, but you need that person that wants to
Cost some
invest
money,
in
yeah.
Rehabilitating the houses, and but we get people who are interested all the time looking at them.
To follow up on Ulysses' point about infrastructure, I know in my neck of the woods, some roads are state roads, some roads are county roads, some roads are city roads. Within the city of Trenton, are you guys responsible for all of the infrastructure, or is it the same, like Route 1 probably is a whole different thing than South Broad Street?
Yeah, there are county roads. South Broad Street is a county road. So we have a state highway, Route 29, that comes through the city. So those agencies would be responsible for the upkeep of those roads.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you got to go after, and then like, do you reach out to Mercer County and say, hey, we got some
Absolutely.
things going on?
Yeah, we send a laundry list to both the county and the state of the things we need that that level of government should be funding. We even have the federal government, the federal courthouses in Trenton. So, and then we have these abandoned bridges that go over railroad tracks. They're called orphan bridges because the old train companies own those, and then they've just become orphaned. So we have to find funding from either the state or the federal government to rehabilitate those bridges. And
Also people to go out and assess those bridges and do engineering studies on them and stuff like that. I know that's kind of part of...
There was a railroad crossing near the 9th grade academy that we kept on reaching out to the state to fix, and finally we said, if you're not going to do anything, we will fill it in with cement, and that's what we did.
Right. Well,
And it's a great crossing now, so.
a resolution of the issue, that's
Yep.
for sure. Well, on Saturday, we're going to be at Healthy Kids Day with Mayor Gusciora, hanging out, maybe Styles will be stopping over. I don't know. Maybe Ulysses will make the trip over.
Jess will be in charge of balloons. She's gonna
Jess
be
is in charge of everything. I think she's taking care of the whole event.
She's going to be filling all the balloons with helium and
She does have some hot
high-pitched
air.
voice.
You know she gonna be there. She be everywhere.
Well, it's going to be a great day, 10 to 2. It's a free event, so people can come on out, enjoy, and I think they're going to have food trucks there. So that leads me to my final question. What is your favorite food truck? Like when I see the taco truck roll up, I'm happy. All right, give me, I love like the, when you can get like the pork taco, the steak taco, and the chicken taco. I'm a taco guy, I guess.
If you like taco, I advise you to try birria taco.
Yeah?
You're gonna love it.
Okay,
You're gonna love it.
I will.
But don't try the goat one. A lot of people do not like the goat.
No goat.
Try the cow one.
All right,
Trust me.
I will. That's it. So food trucks, Ulysses.
I love me my taco, my burrito trucks. Burritos, top W right there.
I feel like that's the best one. Taco truck.
They're probably going to be at the Healthy Kids Day. So
Yeah.
I love the food trucks. It's like kind of a new thing. I mean,
I like the ice cream trucks.
my man. I love ice cream. Mr. Caniglio giving you
Thumbs up.
pumping the fist.
That's it.
Well, we're going to be there tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Saturday. 10 to 2. Looks like the weather is not going to be great, so wear your raincoat. It is a rain or shine event, and so if you get out there, we're going to be under a tent. They might have moved the whole thing like inside to the gym that's there. So join us for Healthy Kids Day. Thanks to Mayor Gusciora today for Trenton Today, to Styles, Ulysses, and to Jess for being part of the show, to Mr. Caniglio and Mr. Francis, to Brianne O'Neill, who did our video engineering, and to our camera people, whose names I do not know right now. But I thank them so much for hanging out and being part of the show today.
And come watch Jess tap dance tomorrow night.
Well, there is a tap dance in the new Voices. I thought there wasn't going to be a tap dance. There is a tap dance. So if you're into that kind of thing, I don't think Jess is involved.
No,
but
I'm not.
Stay tuned for Jessica Nazario.
Why is she wearing that floppy hat then?
All right, we're tapping on out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for Trenton Today.